Welcome to the new year. Hi everyone, happy 2020. My name is Penny from Wacko-ish Astrology and I made a post on Facebook. So today I'm going to be going over that post that I made and talking about each sign because we are going to have a contest, and whichever one of these gets the most likes is going to have a special video that's made just for them. And I'm not going to do any of the other signs unless I get suckered into it, but I'm not going to do any of the other signs. Okay, so I'm going to be, to bring you into the new year with the most positive energy possible, I first wanted to take us back a step before we even got to the goals and the resolutions or whatever it is. And I wanted us to talk about our bad habits. What is the thing that we actually need to correct? Because sometimes what we think our bad habit isn't what it actually is. So I created a series of infographics about bad habits, and I shared positive affirmations to help each of the astrological signs improve those bad habits and live a happier, healthier, and more successful life. That is my hope for you for this next year. So I feel like for once we should go backwards. Should we go backwards and start with Pisces and just mix it up? What do you think,
Sure.
Kendall? I have my husband Kendall here. He's gonna read the positive affirmations for me after I am done talking about your bad habits. So, Pisces, your bad habit is the feeling of having no control over anything. Okay, so the bad habit that you really have, Pisces is awesome for being so in tune with the spiritual and emotional energy of the world. No other sign has that ability. My phone just went dark. No other sign has that ability. This gives you a well of knowledge about how life and destiny actually work. Why even bother trying to exert control? To some extent, you know this, and you know that you really do have control, but your rational mind always tells you not to trust it. So Pisces people tend to have a lot of really chaotic things happen to them in life. And I feel like a lot of Pisces people right now are over there saying, I want to have control over my life. I want to stop letting other people come into my life, shake things up, and then leave on me, abandon me. I want to stop having other just unforeseen circumstances come into my life and mess things up when I don't even have control over it. So, what is the positive affirmation for Pisces, Kendall?
Says, I do have control over my life.
You do have control over your life, Pisces. So what I think you should do is you should tell yourself that. Look into the mirror and tell yourself, I have control over my own life. You do have control. And even though bad things happen, don't let other people take that away from you. And I feel like in acknowledging the problem, I want you to just fix the problem rather than getting discouraged about it and feeling that you don't have control. You do have control. Okay. So, Aquarius, the bad habit that you think you have. You don't necessarily think you have a bad habit, but you struggle with bad feelings, like something is not right. The bad habit that you really have, Aquarius, is that you question your potential and you second guess yourself. Your identity can be very fluid, adapting to a whole variety of life circumstances as well as varying social circles. During this year, you are going to have moments where you feel very lost, but the best thing that you can do is reclaim who you are. You are a warrior. We all are, because we survive and we find our way through life. So what is the positive affirmation for Aquarius?
It is, look in the mirror and say, I am a triumphant warrior, and believe it.
Yes.
You gotta believe it.
You do have to believe it.
Don't just say it, believe it.
So look in the mirror and
So
say,
always.
I am a triumphant warrior. And if it sounds silly, just make it fun. Because Aquarius people can be very hard on themselves. I know everyone can to some extent, but Aquarius is kind of the epitome of humanity here. Where the rest of humanity does it, Aquarius is definitely going to feel that struggle like 10 times over. And there's a lot of bad habits. There's a lot of unhealthy habits that people have in the world. And Aquarius, I know you're trying to find a way to overcome those struggles, and especially with the transits you're going through this next year. So I want to make sure that you believe in yourself and that you know that you can actually get through this, and specifically believe in yourself. And maybe you will find some sort of attachment or pride in who you are, even though that's more considered to be a Leo thing. As a Leo, that's my advice for Aquarius and what I think can help. So the next sign is Capricorn. And I said that you think your bad habit is anything you do that's not successful. Like Capricorns are like, oh my gosh, I need to stop doing things that aren't successful. I need to stop wasting my time on all these failed projects, all these things that didn't work out as I wanted them to. So Capricorn's really kind of looking for a better way to use their energy and to find more control over what's been going on. But the bad habit that you really have, Capricorn, is, especially with these current transits, you have the power to transform everything that you do. And as long as you don't let the bad feels get in the way and start to eat away at you, you can let all of your old projects become something new. The failures don't say anything less about you. And the colors of your creativity are amazing, waiting to be recycled and born again. Realize that someone out there is looking up to you. So just remind yourself of that, when you're starting to doubt yourself. So really the bad habit that Capricorn has is fairly simple, and it's the bad habit of perceived failures. So stop perceiving it as a failure and find a way to reuse the energy and everything that you put into it and the colors of your creativity. Find a way to remake it and let it be born again, even if it seemed like what you did in the past had been useless. So Kendall, what is the positive affirmation for Capricorn?
Right, when you look in the mirror, say, people respect me and I have power.
People respect me and I have power. So look in the mirror and say that, especially if there's any time you're feeling down on yourself or insecure about what's going on. Sagittarius. The bad habit you guys think you have is wanting to get away. Oh my gosh, Sagittarius is such an escapist. But shouldn't they not be that way? Shouldn't they learn to just sit there and put up with everything? No, I don't think so. Okay, so the bad habit that I think Sagittarius really has is, I feel like the way I worded this is so confusing. I'm surprised anyone can even read what I write. Okay, so this is what I said. I said, when there is a problem, Sagittarius refuses to give it their power. This is why they are known for running away. Is that really a problem, though? Your instincts are what told you to do it. So, shouldn't you listen to your instincts? You have a talent, Sagittarius, for manifesting opportunities. So living with limitations is not your strong suit. The real problem occurs when you doubt your potential. So if you sit there and say, no, I need to stay with things as how they are, and I need to not run away. I need to not seek the change. I need to not seek the new thing. I need to keep myself confined to this one step in life. I think that is a way of limiting your potential, and that's something I see a lot of Sagittarius doing. So go find that next step in life. You're let yourself be who you actually are. What is the positive affirmation for Sagittarius, Kendall?
Say, I am a magnet for opportunities and money.
I am a magnet for opportunities and money. And I believe that'll help you manifest everything that is waiting for you this year. So many positive opportunities for Sagittarius this year. I'm excited for you guys. Okay, so Scorpio. The bad habit that Scorpios think they have is being too vulnerable. Remember that time I was vulnerable? Totally kicked me in the butt. Totally came back to bite me. Well, I know better than to do that. But here's the bad habit that I think Scorpio really has. I want to tell you that there is a certain strength in vulnerability, even though this strength is one that you are aware of or even mesmerized by at times. You tend to find your strength in being guarded. That's how you keep yourself strong, by guarding yourself off, by blocking yourself from the world, by creating a barrier. Based on the comments, I'm led to believe that it's actually a barrier of blankets that Scorpio has been creating to protect them from the world. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the way you handle things and the way you guard yourself, except for when you start to also hide your beauty from the world. When you start to like hide a little bit too much about yourself so that you can't actually like get what's waiting for you in life. You will find more success and strength in sharing your beauty. So that's kind of what I want for you, to share more of like what's inside, and try to allow for it to come out in hopefully a nice way. None of that like festered up, stuck inside stuff that feels like you give up your power, because that's kind of the problem that Scorpio really has, that feeling that they have given up their power just by talking about what's going on inside of them. All right, so what is the positive affirmation for Scorpio?
My personal growth is beautiful.
My personal growth is beautiful. Hopefully that'll help. Okay, so the bad habit that Libra thinks they have, and I actually asked Kendall what his bad habit is, because he was sitting right next to me, and what did you say it was, Kendall?
Okay,
You remember? You don't remember? You said procrastination, and then I literally like typed it right after you said it. I'm like, yeah, Libras kind of are known for being procrastinators,
sure.
And
I just got a lot of shit done today that I haven't been doing.
Hey, try not to curse. YouTube is weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like demonetize instantly for cursing. Ship. He said ship. Obviously, the ship has sailed on his procrastination because he did stuff.
Got it done today.
Okay, so the bad habit that Libra really has is Libras have such a strong desire to please everyone. They keep the world in balance. And the real problem is that in their desire to do this, they wind up, oh my gosh, I made so many typos in this. They wind up feeling off balance. Like Kendall was actually making fun of me for the typos I made in this. So Libras are trying to keep the whole world in balance. They're trying to keep everyone happy. And then they wind up, they themselves, feeling really off balance and out of whack. You ever feel out of whack, Kendall?
Do I ever feel out of whack and off balanced?
No?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So there is so much pressure that Libras put on themselves.
I think it's mostly that I don't really know what to do next. I think that's why we procrastinate. Like, we feel like we got a lot of stuff to do, and then we don't know what to do next, and then we just don't do any of it.
Well, yeah, because you don't feel at peace with yourself. So then you're like, well, nothing I do is going to be good enough. Nothing I do is going to be okay. So that's why I said you need to find a way to feel at ease, Libra. So what's the positive affirmation for you?
It says, the earth underneath my feet is strong, and it will support me.
When he read that, he was so confused. He was like asking me what it meant. The earth underneath my feet is strong and it will support me. So regardless of which thing you choose, it's going to be okay. Like your project's going to turn out just fine. So there's no reason to worry about it, stress out about it, and try to push back the date, because you really got to look at the source of that procrastination rather than just trying to, but you'll be okay, Libra. Why are you laughing? Okay, anyway, Virgo. The bad habit that Virgos think they have is investing time and energy in the wrong thing. Like that relationship that you put so much effort into, that dead-end job that you put so much into. So investing in the wrong thing, yeah, that's pretty frustrating. But the bad habit that you really have is this sadistic self-punishment. Like you punish yourself for having wasted your time. Like, does anyone else really do that? Does anyone else like actually take the time to punish themselves for having wasted their time, other than Virgo heavy people? Okay, maybe Capricorn heavy people too, to some extent. But Virgo people really don't like wasted time. So when things are going wrong, you look for criticism. You seek it out. You seek the negative feedback. And yes, looking for constructive criticism, that is smart. Like, that's a good idea. Yeah, it is. But it's also a distraction from something that is an even better solution. And the better solution is to find your excess within things that you enjoy. So you don't have to sit there picking yourself apart all the time. Just find something that you enjoy, because that's where the opportunities are coming in for you this year. Joy is the solution, not criticism. So this is really important advice for my Virgo people this coming year with Jupiter and Capricorn. So what is the positive affirmation?
My pleasure and my passion will make me successful.
My pleasure and my passion will make me successful. So say that whenever you're having a rough time, Virgo. All right, the bad habit that Leos think they have is being taken for granted. Like, oh, I must not do something right. There must be something wrong with me. Like, what's wrong? Why is this happening? Okay, because Leos will work really hard for their families, for the people they care about, for anything they care about. So Leos spend so much time trying to prove their worth. They spend so much time trying to prove themselves. And some Leos, like, honestly, probably most of them, at least when they're young, they have like deep-seated insecurity and a need to prove that they're loved. Like, they really need to feel secure and feel that like warm, loving energy around them. And they struggle when they don't. So this time that Leo spends trying to prove themselves and trying to prove that they're loved even, it really just creates more anxiety. It creates more stress. It creates more confusion. And it is actually the only thing that blocks the creative potential of Leo. Because without the worries, without these kind of fears and all this added stress, Leo energy really does nothing other than create things, than bring about good, positive energy. Leo is warmth. Leo is creativity. It's the sign of the child, after all. So what is the positive affirmation for Leo, Kendall? Did I give you a boring job?
I'm listening to you, and then I keep forgetting that I have to stay with the phone. Okay, it says, I am loved as I am.
I am loved as I am. I am. Okay, so the bad habit that Cancers think they have is getting emotionally involved. Like, oh my gosh, I just shouldn't have gotten involved emotionally. I always do this. It's so bad. I need to stop myself. But Cancer is just an emotional sign. So we can't really stop ourselves from being who we are. Like, you're always going to be at least a little emotionally involved to some extent. And this is part of like what gives you your power. It's part of what fuels you. So the only time it ever makes you weak is when there's fear involved. Like, same thing for Leo, that kind of blockage of fear. Fear of losing something or fear of being rejected. And you will feel much more content knowing that love knows no fear. So what is the positive affirmation for Cancer?
Kind of what you just said. Love knows no fear and no limits.
Love knows no fear and no limits. Okay, so that doesn't mean you have to like stick with one person all throughout the year. You might even want to add something into that, like, I am love, I can be love, and love knows no fear, and love knows no limits. So through this power of love, this infinite power, I feel like you can pull up your emotional nature, your emotional habits, and actually draw a lot of strength from that. So that was my intention with that positive affirmation for you. So I am love, I have the strength of love, and love knows no fear and no limits. All right, we're almost done. Gemini. The bad habit that Gemini thinks they have is actually pretty similar to Libra. Gemini tends to start a lot of projects without finishing them. So losing their ability to focus on a project. Poor Gemini. Gemini, you are so smart. You have so many great ideas. But yeah, that does happen to you a lot. Okay, so the bad habit I think you really have, here, let me talk you up a little bit. As a Gemini, you are constantly taking in new information. Like, you have a lot going on in your head. You are a powerhouse of new ideas and discoveries. It's only natural for this to be distracting. New discoveries, new ideas, Of course it's distracting. It's just always coming in. You're always having this inspiration, these ideas. So it's only natural to be distracted. You tend to resort to self-deprecation and criticism when you really should be respecting your abilities and finding ways to organize everything you learn as it comes in. So instead of sitting there like criticizing yourself and being like, oh, I just can't do it, like maybe you should try to value what you have and what the nature of your mind has given you, and then you might be able to use it a little bit better. Because a lot of Geminis haven't been finishing their projects, and I know because this is probably the one that has the most likes right now. So Geminis are probably going to win if something doesn't change. So Gemini, you are perfect even within your chaos, and that is the positive affirmation for them, right, Kendall?
Yep.
I am perfect, even within my chaos. So when you are stressed out, when things seem crazy, look in the mirror and go say that. I am perfect, even within my chaos. All right, we got 2 more. Taurus thinks their bad habit is a lack of resources. Like, somewhat similar to Gemini, I have so many ideas, I have so many things I could be doing, but I just don't have the resources to actually do them. So I think that Taurus's bad habit is not realizing their own value and not seeing that they are the resource. You don't need more resources. You are the resource. I feel like Taurus is everything that they need. Like, there are so many people and so many like companies and organizations out there who are waiting for people like you, Taurus, who value what you do, who want to be able to enjoy your creations and your knowledge and what you share and all of that. Taurus is so resourceful. So I'm not going to read the full thing for Taurus, but if you want to go see what it says on Facebook, you can go ahead and do that. What is the affirmation, Kendall?
It is, my wisdom will bring positive changes.
My wisdom will bring positive changes. So, again, all of these came from me looking at aspects that are coming up this year in 2020, and also my knowledge of the signs and some of the bad habits that they've had in the past. So I really want Taurus to understand that they have everything they need, and they're able to create changes in their community, create positive changes, especially with Uranus being in Taurus right now. So go check that out, Taurus, and like really think about what I said. Okay, last sign of the Zodiac, which is actually technically the first sign of the Zodiac, because we did things backwards today, is Aries. And the bad habit that Aries think they have is rats. I didn't act fast enough. You know, I didn't get that last piece of cornbread fast enough. I didn't get that last corn on the cob fast enough. You know, I just should have taken it when it was there, when it was available. I didn't act fast enough. So Aries has this habit of like, oh, I'm always in a hurry and everything. Yeah, that can be a problem with an Aries, and that's part of the reason why they're workaholics, because they feel like they need to act fast on everything they do. Okay, so deep down, Aries feels such a strong need to prove themselves. And while this fuels them and it helps them become more successful, it fuels them to work hard. That's really what it does. I do feel like Aries, despite how they seem on the exterior, like somewhere deep down, there is an actual lack of confidence. And a lot of Aries will try to compensate for that in other ways that don't really help them. So you need to believe in yourself, Aries. I feel like that's kind of what I'm saying for all the signs, but it is also true for all the signs. And use the positive affirmation I have in order to do it. So know that you are already proven, and all that is meant to be yours is here and it is waiting for you. So you're already proven. What's the affirmation? Is that it?
No, I am influential and I can get what I want.
So, Aries, look in the mirror to help yourself accomplish your goals this year and say, I am influential and I can get everything that I want. Because you can. And I believe that it really can be that easy for you, Aries. And so I'm excited about all the energy that's coming in this new year. And I was really excited to share these posts. I'm so glad that people liked them so much. So thank you for commenting and sharing and all of that stuff. And I will leave links in the description below so you can follow my Facebook so that you can gain access to exclusive content and all of these fun rewards and stuff that I have set up. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.